I'm the news that nobody expected. I was never a part of your plan. I'm the reason why life as you know it feels like slipping through your trembling hands. And the doctors say I'm just an option, a mistake you can make disappear. I may not have a voice, but I'm more than a choice. I'm as real as the heartbeat you hear. So don't close the book on me yet. I've still got a long way to go. Empty pages to fill, and the best part is still down the road. Oh, I am a story untold. I am God's miracle in the making, proof that all things can work for the good. I am fingers and toes, and heaven already knows the name you pick out for me already belongs to me. So don't close the book on me yet. I've still got a long way to go. Empty pages to fill, and the best part is still down the road. Oh, I am a story untold. Every life is sacred, and every life is a gift, and every life deserves a chance to live. I know you're scared, I know you're scared, I know you're scared right now. But when you hear my first cries, and when you look in my eyes, you'll understand why you brought me to life. So don't close the book on me yet. I've still got a long way to go. Empty pages to fill, and the best part is still down the road. Oh, I am a story untold. That was yours truly, singing Untold, written by Matthew West. Good morning and welcome to the Jewish Pro-Life live stream. I'm Cecily Routman, founder and president of the Jewish Pro-Life Foundation. We'll be here for about 20 minutes of live chat, news, education, enlightenment, and spiritual renewal. If you're on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter this morning, please chat with us. At the Jewish Pro-Life Foundation, we're saving Jewish lives and healing Jewish hearts by providing the Jewish community with much-needed pro-life education, pregnancy care and adoption referrals, and healing after abortion. We started our work in 2006 because we were concerned about the high rates of abortion in the Jewish community, the fact that a majority of Jews believes that abortion is morally acceptable at all stages of pregnancy, that this majority vigorously advocates for abortion, and tragically, this leads to more loss of unborn life across all demographics, and it contributes to anti-Semitism because people see us in a bad light. Also, we wanted to provide a Jewish pro-life voice in the public square. It's estimated that in Israel, 30,000 Jewish children lose their lives to abortion every year, and in America, approximately 17,622 Jewish children lose their lives to abortion every year. But abortion doesn't just take one life, it wipes out entire generations. Many future descendants are lost with each abortion. As Jews, we feel the pain and loss of each and every one. If you are a Jewish parent facing unplanned pregnancy and you can't get the support you need from family, friends, or your shul community, please contact us. We have Jewish-friendly pregnancy care resources to help you and can get you connected to them today. Also, we know a Jewish couple who would love to meet you and raise your child in a loving Jewish home. To save your baby's life, please contact me today at 412-758-3269, or you can email me at cecily@jewishprolifefoundation.org. If you've had an abortion experience and are suffering because of it, we have an excellent, effective healing program specifically designed for Jewish men and women, and it's available to you at no cost, regardless of your level of observance or affiliation. To start your healing journey today, please contact me. The Jewish Pro-Life Foundation is a 501c3 educational organization. Since 2006, we've been saving Jewish lives by promoting life-saving solutions to unplanned pregnancy in the Jewish community. We provide education about the development, viability, and sanctity of unborn life, as well as traditional Jewish law regarding abortion. We inspire Jews to welcome preborn Jewish children into the inclusive movement of modern Jewish life and religion. We provide adoption and pregnancy care referrals. We teach our community about the harmful effects of abortion and provide support to Jewish women and men who suffer after abortion. We do have a website. It is jewishprolifefoundation.org. Please visit the website for more information, help, and healing. The Jewish Pro-Life Foundation is an educational organization. We have no affiliation with any Jewish denomination, political organization, or the Messianic movement. We speak to each Jew one-on-one because we believe that each one of us has a personal relationship with Hashem, and it is through this relationship that we derive a life-affirming view. We are not a public charity. We do not fundraise. If you'd like to contribute to our work, please visit the donate page on our website. For the news story of the day, I wanted to first turn to the abortion clock, and I have added this into our Tuesday broadcast because it drives home the reality of the genocide that we are dealing with when we talk about abortion. I opened this web page up over an hour ago, and since I opened it up in the United States, there's been 1,095 children killed in an abortion just since an hour or so ago in the United States. Planned Parenthood has killed 218,978 children so far this year in America. The United States this year has killed 527,796 children, and it's just August. We have 4 more months to go. Worldwide, since 1980, 1,584,482,620 children have died from an abortion. So, very interesting. I was thinking this morning about these numbers, about this is indeed the greatest human rights violation of our time. It needs to be addressed. And our media does not utter one syllable about this. Every day we need to hear about how many people have been diagnosed with and who have perished from the COVID virus. And it is fear-inducing to be afraid of a virus, and it has changed our culture to be afraid of this virus. However, we never hear about this epidemic of abortion. If the news media every hour on the hour reported that over 1,000 babies have died today so far from abortion, and that it is completely preventable and avoidable, the whole culture would change for the better, in my opinion. So it's very important to talk about the numbers that we're dealing with, because people say, well, why are you so upset about abortion? Well, this is why. The numbers are astronomical and astonishing, and we ought not to be living this way. We hear many different arguments for abortion, and one that comes to my mind as a Jewish woman is this, it's not alive until it's born argument. So because it, being some unknown entity, isn't alive until it's born, we can go ahead and kill it and be in good conscience and feel virtuous about it. However, the Live Action organization has developed some wonderful videos that are pro-life replies to pro-choice arguments, and I wanted to go through this one today. It's called, Do We Really Know When Life Begins? And I will post this to our social media account after the show. We don't really know when life begins. Pro-choice activists use this reasoning to argue for abortion, claiming that the mother is a designated life, but the life of her preborn child is yet to be determined. In this video, Tara Sanderly, a molecular geneticist and director of life sciences at the Charlotte Lozier Institute, delivers a scientific response to this common argument and dives into the developmental stages of the preborn child. Do we really know when life begins? Some people think that it is a complete mystery and therefore abortion should be allowed. They reason that a fetus is not a person or is somehow not a real human being or is just a potential life while in the mother's womb. But there are 2 problems with this kind of reasoning. First, even if it were true that we didn't know when life had begun in the womb, that would be an argument against abortion. Imagine you go hunting with a friend and the two of you become separated. You see some rustling in the bushes ahead, but you don't know if it's a deer or your friend. Would you shoot? That would be criminally reckless if you did, because there's a chance that behind that bush is a human life. In the same way, if there is a possibility that there is a human life in the womb, it would be reckless to kill that life. But there's where we find the second flaw in this reasoning. It's not merely possible that a human life has begun in the womb, it is a scientific certainty that life begins at fertilization. At the moment a sperm fuses with an egg, known as fertilization or conception, a new, unique human being that is genetically distinct from both parents comes into existence. Gender, ethnicity, hair color, eye color, and countless other traits are determined at that moment. This genetic blueprint remains the same for his or her entire life, and no other human being, past or future, will have one identical to it. After conception, a developing baby grows at an extremely rapid pace, especially within the first trimester. The baby's heart begins to beat in the sixth week of pregnancy, which is only a little over 3 weeks from the moment of conception. A new study found that the first heartbeat may occur even sooner, as early as the fifth week, about the same time a woman discovers she is pregnant. The baby's lungs and digestive system are also forming. At 8 weeks, human brain activity can be recorded. In fact, the human brain will continue to develop and mature even after birth and well into the person's 20s. At 12 weeks, the tiny child can swallow, scrunch hands into little fists, touch his or her face, and scratch his or her head. The baby's fingers and toes are also complete with nails. Fingerprints are developing by 14 weeks. At 18 weeks, the baby's ears can even hear music and recognize their mother's voice. Between 18 and 30 weeks, doctors can treat preborn babies while still inside the womb with life-saving therapies and repair significant defects for certain diseases. As early as 22 weeks, it is possible for babies to be born and survive outside the womb. Referring to the preborn child as a zygote, blastocyst, embryo, or fetus at different stages of development does nothing to lessen his or her humanity. Those are just ways of referring to age, no different from the terms infant, toddler, adolescent, or adult. It is also false for some to call the preborn child a parasite or consider him or her nothing more than a blob like sea cucumber. First, parasites are different in species from their host, and if a fetus were a parasite, then the mother's immune system would attack it. Instead, the mother's body undergoes dramatic changes to specifically provide nourishment and nutrients to her child. It is also a fact that preborn children exhibit behaviors that we do on a daily basis. They smile, feel pain, cough, yawn, hiccup, respond to sound and light, sleep, and possibly even dream. Some researchers have even shown that babies may cry while in the womb. Even pro-choice atheist philosopher Peter Singer admits that there is no doubt that from the first moments of its existence, an embryo conceived from human sperm and egg is a human being. And there are thousands of biology and embryology textbooks, modern DNA studies, medical dictionaries, science professors, and medical researchers that all confirm that life begins at fertilization. And every mother like me that has experienced pregnancy knows that with every kick and movement the baby makes, life is blooming for the child growing inside. So, when does life begin? It is a scientific certainty that human life begins at the moment of conception. Therefore, every abortion kills an innocent human being. To suggest otherwise is to ignore the scientific facts and miss the miracle of life. So, next time you're in a Jewish crowd talking about abortion and somebody says, well, it's not alive until it's born, you can now say that it is a scientific fact and a certainty that human life begins at the moment of conception. Therefore, every abortion kills an innocent human being. To suggest otherwise is to ignore the scientific facts and miss the miracle of life. We are going to go to our educational component now using our PowerPoint, Judaism, the original pro-life religion. May there be abundant peace from heaven and good life upon us and upon all Israel. Amen. The first slide I'd like to show you is a slide titled, What Does Rabbi Novak Say? Rabbi Novak is on our board of directors. He's our vice president, and he wrote a book called The Sanctity of Human Life, and this comes from that book. It's a bit dated, but we will bring it up to date. And this is what Rabbi Novak says. Thus, the discovery of DNA and when it first emerges in a human being should change our thinking about the beginning of human life in the same way that the discovery that babies born in the 8th month of pregnancy are viable. changed our thinking about early infant life, even though in the days of the Talmud, people believed that they were not viable. And to bring this up to date, babies at 22 weeks gestation are able to survive and thrive outside the womb with proper medical care. Jews are bound by halachic norms. With regard to questions of human life and death, however, they are not bound to some of their applications that are based on what we now know to have been inaccurate, outdated science. The science of the Talmud has been superseded by more current science, which itself might be superseded in the future. Thank you, Rabbi Novak. We have a commandment in Judaism. We must keep the Sabbath and keep it holy. There are many prohibitions for Jews on our Sabbath. We must rest, but a Jew must violate the Sabbath rest to save the life of an unborn child. When human life is endangered, a Jew is required to violate any Sabbath law that stands in the way of saving that person. The concept of life being in danger is interpreted broadly. For example, it is mandated that one violate the Sabbath to take a woman in active labor to a hospital. And then this is a more ancient interpretation of this concept. When a woman dies while in labor on the Sabbath, a knife should be brought, even if it must be carried through the public domain, and the woman's womb cut open and the fetus removed, for it is possible that it will still be alive. Jewish law also not merely permits but demands that the Sabbath be violated in order to save a fetal life, as life-saving activity is the only situation in which a Sabbath violation is permitted. Were a fetus not deemed alive by the Torah, this behavior would be entirely prohibited. And this is a pro-Jewish reply to a pro-choice Jewish argument that, again, it's not alive until it's born. And then reflective of what the video talks about, what do scientists say? By all the criteria of modern molecular biology, life is present from the moment of conception. And that was Professor Jaime Gordon. He worked at the Mayo Clinic. And then from Michelle Matthews Roth at the Harvard University Medical School, it is incorrect to say that biological data cannot be decisive. It is scientifically correct to say that an individual human life begins at conception. Our laws, one function of which is to help preserve the lives of our people, should be based on accurate scientific data. And this is relevant to the abortion law, Roe versus Wade, in which that law was able to be passed because the court was not able definitively to say when life began in 1973. But our science now conclusively proves that, which is another reason why people believe that that law needs to be reviewed. And then the American Medical Association declared as far back as 1857 that the independent and actual existence of the child before birth as a living being is a matter of objective science. The AMA deplored the medieval opinion that reflected popular ignorance that the fetus is not alive until after the period of quickening, which would be 13 to 20 weeks. The American Medical Association has transformed itself into a progressive organization now and says nothing like this on their website. They are very supportive of abortion and the millions of dollars of profit that that brings to its abortion doctors. And then our slide, which lists the outdated and erroneous opinions on the status of the unborn child. And so this is what we've heard. The unborn child is considered to be mere water until its 40th day. That is false. The unborn child is an appendage of its mother. That is false. The unborn child is created when bones and arteries begin to form. That is false. The unborn child is not alive until she's born, which is false. And here at the Jewish Pro-Life Foundation, we like to say the preborn child is not a potential human being, but rather a human being with potential. And then the status of the unborn child is alive, the unborn child is human, the unborn child is a person. The unborn child is in early stages of development, differing only from a born person in 4 ways: their size, their environment, their level of development, and their level of dependency. Changing the meaning of words doesn't change reality. The only objective questions we can ask are, Is it a human? That is, did it come from human beings? Is it a genetically unique individual? Is it alive and growing? And then our last slide this morning is about gestational milestones. I think, therefore I am. Brainwaves at 43 days after conception. Most significant developmental milestones occur long before birth during the first 8 weeks following conception, when most body parts and all body systems appear and begin to function. The heart beats at 22 days. The brain waves can be measured around 8 weeks. At 9 weeks, all internal organs are present and the baby is sensitive to touch. Unborn children as early as 4 months gestation dream. So we want to bring this home to our audience today that the lie can be set aside, that lie that it is not a human being, it is not alive, it is not a child. It is all those things. We can go out into our day and be confident when we talk about this now. So many of us are confused or we are intimidated by pro choice activists in our circle of influence, but now we can become influential and speak up for those who cannot speak for themselves. Our rabbis on our board certainly do help us do that. Rabbi David Novak is professor of religion and philosophy at the University of Toronto and a member of the University College and Joint Center for Bioethics. He is available to discuss Jewish theology, ethics, bioethics, natural law theory, and Jewish-Christian relations. Please email Rabbi Novak at david.novak@utoronto.ca. Rabbi Shlomo Nachman. He's available to speak on the sanctity of human life in Judaism, what it means to be Jewish, the benefits of prayer, Jewish-Christian relations, and welcoming Noahadim into fellowship. You can connect with Rabbi Nachman's busy online shul at learnamunah.com or email him directly at learnamunah@gmail.com. Rabbi Menashe Bovit is the spiritual leader of Belarus Jewish Center in Queens, New York. He educates using traditional texts, history, anthropology, archaeology, and modern academic biblical studies. Rabbi Bovit is a strong advocate of the State of Israel. He's active in interfaith activities, and he's president of the Eastern Queens Interfaith Council. Please email Rabbi Bovit at belarusrabbi@yahoo.com. We have a healing program for Jewish people that suffer after abortion. It is called Tikvat Rachel. It offers a healing pathway for Jews who seek a confidential, safe, accepting Jewish program to address the deeply personal issues that arise after abortion. The program is based on Teshuvah and the promise of healing in Judaism. We also offer post-abortion grief training for rabbis, therapists, and counselors. Start your healing journey by contacting us to share your personal story with me. I really do care. The calls are confidential, caring, and safe. My phone number is 412-758-3269, or you can email me at cecily@jewishprolifefoundation.org. We want to invite you to join us in January for the annual March for Life, where we participate to show Jewish support for the most defenseless humans among us. We provide a handheld sign for you to carry. Check out our calendar page on our website for itinerary updates. If you can't travel to Washington, D.C. and would like to attend a local March for Life in your area, the calendar page also has a link to local marches and we'll be happy to send you a sign to hold. Please visit our website, jewishprolifefoundation.org. Our library has our PowerPoint and healing program. You can download those. You can request a welcome packet at our website, and please check out our Pro-Life Rabbis page, the Pro-Life blog, and our Jewish-friendly pregnancy care and adoption referrals. Also, please subscribe to our podcast, Jewish Pro-Life, where we upload the audio of our live stream shows. At the Jewish Pro-Life Foundation, we're making the original pro-life religion pro-life again.
I'm the news that nobody expected. I was never a part of your plan. I'm the reason why life as you know it feels like it's slipping through your trembling hands. And the doctors say I'm just an option, a mistake you can make disappear. I may not have a voice, but I'm more than a choice. I'm as real as the heartbeat you hear.
So don't close the book on me yet. I've still got a long way to go. Empty pages to fill, and the best part is still down the road. Oh, I am a story untold. I am God's miracle in the making, proof that all things can work for the good. I am fingers and toes, and heaven already knows the name you pick out for me already belongs to me. So don't close the book on me yet. I've still got a long way to go. Empty pages to fill, and the best part is still down the road. Oh, I am a story untold. Every life is sacred, and every life is a gift, and every life deserves a chance to live. I know you're scared, I know you're scared, I know you're scared right now, but when you hear my first cries and when you look in my eyes, you'll understand why you brought me to life. So don't close the book on me yet. I've still got a long way to go. Empty pages to fill, and the best part is still down the road. Oh, I am a story untold. May there be abundant peace from heaven and good life upon us and upon all Israel. Amen.